Welcome to the COMC Community Spotlight Show, of course, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we've got our friend Dr. Billy Kurtz with us from Camdenton High School, the activities director. Thank you, sir, for coming. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Any chance to talk about our kids is great. Thanks for having me.
That's right. And so many good things happening over in Laker Nation. I went through and looked at all your pictures on your Facebook page today, and so many honors, so many winners, so many like all conference players and everything like that. So it's pretty special. We make the switch actually this week, I think, from the fall sports to the winter sports. So you're probably pretty busy making that changeover. One of the big winter sports, of course, is basketball, and you've got a new men's basketball coach.
Absolutely. Steve Sanders is our new men's basketball coach. He's doing a great job. He's got the real focused goal of our team will outwork the other team. If there's one intangible you can be in charge of, it's how hard you work. And they're definitely doing that. Our kids are going to be in shape. You know, you may not have hair or a nice beard or be tall or be able to jump just naturally, but you can definitely outwork them. And our kids have had some rough practices to start the season, and they're looking good. They look like they can play some basketball and will outlast you.
Right, he's got a pretty good resume. I went and looked, and he has won state championships the last few years at Skyline as an assistant coach, I think. Before that, he was at Hartville and stuff. So he knows how to win. That's a good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Someone with the experience there where the kids can know you've been here, you know what it takes to get past this point. And frankly, we've had good basketball teams. Even when we had the district championship team not too long ago,
yeah,
the feel still felt like, oh yeah, we won a district championship, but and that's what we need to get past. We need to know that our kids can play, and we need to go get what we can and be proud of what we've done. And the work ethic he's putting in right now is really good. It's good for our kids and program.
It's pretty cool. The Camdenton has a great tradition in football. You know, 5 state championships, you know, and all this hoopla about football. Basketball hasn't had that. Hopefully, maybe he can build that up, so that would be great. And then over on the ladies' side, you've got Stacey Caffey leading the way. She's been there for a few years. She's doing a great job, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, talking about work ethic. I say this often when people talk about Coach Caffey. She gets more out of her athletes than any coach we have. She pushes them, she pulls them, she's got great drills. They don't necessarily line up on the line and just run, but they're doing drills all the time for competitive style drills. They've got to do it 4 points or for a certain time. And then if they don't at the beginning of the season, of course, the kids all know what a brick is, and they know the time they need to run it in, and that's something that she's always done really well, and our girls are ready to play.
Yeah, and be looking in the next few weeks, we're going to have coaches shows with the high school basketball coaches, both the boys and the girls coaches from a lot of the local teams, so you'll get to know them a lot better, including the coaches from Camdenton. Other big winter sports, wrestling, so that gets started, and something that's new over the last few years, girls wrestling. Is that picking up steam?
Yeah, you know, we've always had girls who wrestled, but it's just been several years now that we've got girls wrestling separate. And the first year we had it, we practiced together. We had one coach for the whole set 2 programs, and that was fine. But we didn't know it was just fine.
Yeah.
When we separated them, we got a lot more girls out. Girls practicing separately from the boys got us a different group of girls out. They didn't realize that, I want to wrestle, but I don't want to be around a bunch of stinky boys.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that.
Yeah,
right?
I understand perfectly. And so it does bring out more kids. We've got a good group. They practice on their own in the mezzanine, where all of them used to practice, and the boys have moved down into the old ground shop building. So it's a good group. They've got a lot of similar schedules, items on the schedule, but girls tournaments and boys tournaments are often separate. There's a couple throughout the year that both go at the same time, but it's a really good dual environment where we have boys and girls all playing in the same gym on the same night, and that's something that people should come out and see. Our wrestling duels at home, there's only 2 of them that have both boys and girls, and then 2 additional that are boys only. Watch the schedule for those and come out and see a wrestling duel. It's really nice to see.
It really is. It's one of those things, unless you've been to a wrestling match, you don't know how exciting it is.
Yeah.
That's mano-y-mano, man. I mean, that's the real deal right there. And then band and cheer, you've got more of that coming up in the winter. I think you had that in the fall too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. What's interesting about listening to the band directors talk, you know, they'll be disappointed about the way they finished here or there. And, you know, a lot of times people think about the band and that's just awesome. It's great to hear. Basketball games especially, it's just awesome. But you don't think about, well, they're out there competing, they're getting judged, they're getting feedback, and they want to perform at a certain level. It's like an athletic team where you're getting scored, and we want to know how we finished. And it's really neat to hear that. The kids are excited about the way they finish and what they play and the show that they do. So that's fantastic. Our girls, they do sideline cheer all through the fall.
Yeah.
And then they do competitive cheer sometimes in the winter, sometimes fall and winter. Last year, they pretty much started, as soon as football was done, they'd already been practicing, and they started their competitive season, going all over the place and cheering. And that's not a school team. We don't pay for everything that they do. A lot of times that's more like a club experience where they're paying for their own hotel rooms. Parents go and watch. They're paying their own way. So it's a different environment, and obviously dedicated kids that are doing that. So we just had some dance stuff. Our dance team is doing some competition with our conference.
Yeah.
And they just had a bunch of extra practices. I'm kind of on the outside listening to the schedule, and our new coach this year, Coach Bartels, does a great job of keeping the girls pumped up, and she's excited that they can dedicate all this extra time to practices so that they can go do competitive events like this conference championship that they've had. So pretty good time of year.
And it's funny. I mean, sometimes us guys used to laugh at the cheerleaders. It's like, cheerleading. But that cheerleading is tough. That's a tough sport. And there's a lot of injuries in cheerleading because they're doing all those high flips and drops and everything like that. It's pretty cool. So, and then you had a dance team that won a state championship or something like last year, right?
Yeah. And there's several different categories, and we won in one of the categories. Our team scored the best, and it's fantastic. I mean, there's no hiding it. It's a third party that's judging all these different teams, and so we didn't win the overall championship of all the points scored together, but there's not very many teams that claim they've got the best score in the hip hop dance.
Yeah.
And we absolutely were state champs in that regard, and they're looking to do it again. They're looking to perform as well as they can, compete in some local event, a regional event. That's usually a district kind of championship. And then from there, you can sign up for the state competition and see how you perform.
Wow, so they brought home the hardware last year. All right, so much more to talk about because all the fall stuff just wrapped up, and we'll talk more about that when we come back on the COMC Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If you love the lake, you gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to the COMC Community Spotlight Show. We're talking with Dr. Billy Kurtz, Activities Director, Camdenton High School. You've got 500 different things happening at the same time. I'm amazed how you keep it all straight and, that's happening there, this is happening there. I'll open the door for you over here. It's always something going on, right?
It's a busy time, and it's great because our kids are even busier.
Yeah.
They're doing class all day, they're doing homework, they're practicing, they're coming in early for more practice. So it's a busy time, but it's awesome to see that the kids are the ones that are really busy. We just came back from St. Peter's for state swim contest last Thursday, Friday, where Hunter Johnson won all state, 5th place in the, I always say butterfly, but it's the breaststroke.
Yeah.
And he qualified for the freestyle, 100-meter freestyle, 100-yard freestyle while I was there too. So those were good swims. I mean, a big deal. We forget we've been so successful in swim the last few years. We forget how hard it is to just get there.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty amazing what Hunter's done, and exciting stuff. The team is behind him. Our relays didn't necessarily make it, but I know Ethan Wardell was right there, almost in, and it's crazy to spend all that time and be so close and not quite make it, and that's the way it is in all of our sports. So swim had a great weekend, but they're crazy busy, and they show up to school this morning.
There you go. Absolutely. Football season, not a great season, but not a horrible season. Really a lot of growth throughout the year. In the playoffs, you beat a team you lost to, Jeff City, to start the season. So that's in the books, and you're always looking ahead to next year. You had soccer and volleyball and softball. People don't usually hear what happens with those sports. How did they do this year? How did the soccer do?
They won the first round and lost in the second.
Okay.
Played really well. Scored goals toward the end of the season that they couldn't at the beginning. And we've got crazy good participation right now in soccer.
Yeah.
All kinds of kids. We got a really talented team out there, and what they'll say about themselves, this is coming from them. It's awesome that they can self-assess like that, but they put themselves in great positions sometimes and then couldn't pull the trigger. Couldn't get the shot off, wouldn't take the shot. And so we improved on that quite a bit toward the end of the season. It's a big step for us to say we were not in the district championship game, and we wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know, we needed to be there. We felt like we could have earned it, and we didn't. And they're hungry to do it again next year. So we're losing some seniors. I know Soren Schmidt and Eric Vasquez is a couple seniors that really, really strong, really good leaders. Caden Swanson is another one that made a good presence out there on the field. And so we lose some, but man, there's next kid up. There are more than a team of freshmen waiting. The coaches added, I think, 11 freshman contests. We didn't pay them anymore.
Yeah.
And they did it on their own time kind of thing, but a lot of kids to get in. So
that's good.
They finished not as well as they wanted to, which of course is fantastic. You always want to do better. The kids that win the state championship are ticked off at the end.
That's right.
Because they're done. They don't get to play anymore.
Always could have done a little more.
Yeah.
How about volleyball?
Volleyball, another good season. That's, we had Bella Sante just signed her intent to continue playing here last week. And one of those seniors that will miss had a good group of girls, 22 wins. I know it was a 20-plus win season for them. And depending on which thing you read or listen to, they weren't supposed to do that well. So we played really well as a team. The volleyball team, they can look back on their record and say, way to go. But again, I think the biggest compliment I can give them is there's a half dozen that'll look and say, dang it, not good enough. We wanted to do better. And that's the athlete way. That's great.
Absolutely. That's how you learn and grow. Softball. How about softball?
Softball they started off real strong.
Yeah.
And had a run toward the late end of the season. We just had several losses in a row. Didn't play that we wanted to play. So same thing there, that they wanted to finish better. But some weird things about softball. It's a different group. You got a Baker kid and a Moore and a Stidham, and they've all had older siblings that have gone through programs, and those are three names that we kind of gotten used to, and I think we're done with them. I don't think there's one coming
sad?
for a while. It's like, hey,
it's
what do we do?
Like the Durnan boys a few years ago. It's like it's sad when the last one
they're all done,
graduates and moves on. Girls golf.
Girls golf. Boy, we had Maddie Altursky was qualifying for the state golf tournament until the very last hole of the district tournament. So had a good year. They played well, but I know Maddie was so frustrated with that. And we lose Coral Brown, another senior that is on that group. Right now, Tim Marshall is coaching those. He's a retired teacher from Grain Valley who's at the lake for most of the year, and then in the wintertime he goes down to Arizona and does some work down there. So right now he's our coach for next year. He's trying to help us cultivate local head coach to take his spot to spend more time with the kids during the day, but he's done a great job with our girls for the last couple of years, and excited to have them back.
Another one in the fall, cross country. You guys have had a good cross country program.
Yeah, we really thought we were going to qualify a girls team this year in cross country and be the first time. And good group of girls regardless. We didn't quite do well enough to get the whole team qualified, but we had 3 running in the state cross country meet. Luke Webb on the boys side qualified for the girls, and then we had Peyton Canales, Avery Hodel, and Gracie Ulam. And I need to cheat to see. I know that Avery medaled. She's got in the top 30, and that gets her to be all-state and medaled that way. The other 2 didn't quite finish high enough to get that, but qualifying for the state tournament out of the whole state is a crazy hard thing to do. And we had 3 of them do it. Real proud of those girls. Some of them, they push their bodies so hard that at the end of the race, they are not in control of themselves. I mean, they can't move. They look like they're dying. It's crazy to see. And give them 5 minutes, and they'll be up smiling, drinking, taking another little jog to cool down. I don't know how that cools them down. But
youth, right? How about youth?
That's right.
I'd be in the hospital for a month or something.
For a month, that's right.
Amazing stuff. If you want to see some great pictures, more than what we're showing you here on the Community Spotlight Show, go to the Facebook page, the Camdenton High School Facebook page. Really great pictures. Dr. Billy, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you for joining us for the COMC Community Spotlight Show.
You're watching Lake TV.